All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We are here once again for another live stream, bringing you the latest in Chelsea news. Not so much in regards to transfer news. We can keep the transfer news for later on tonight, UK time. Right now, I want to talk about the latest Chelsea news, and there is so much going on in regards to injuries. And like always, I want to see how you guys feel about this. Wesley Fofana, he's actually come online. He's come on Instagram and stated that he's probably about a month away, less than a month away, and then he's gonna break things up. And I'm like, dude, don't be talking about breaking things. Last thing you want to do is talk about breaking things. So I definitely want to talk about Wesley Fofana and his injuries. I want to talk about a couple of comments I got in my last video in regards to Wesley Fofana. I need to clarify some of these things, man. I feel like sometimes majority of you guys always seems to understand where I'm coming from, what I'm saying, but then there's the odd people here and there. I know there's always going to be the odd ones here and there, but I feel like I need to clarify for them as well that they tend to misunderstand me on a regular basis. Now, I don't know whether they do this because they get a kick out of it or they actually genuinely misunderstand. So definitely need to talk about that misunderstanding in regards to Wesley Fofana. Mason Mount, apparently there's a slight calf strain, so he didn't participate in the match against Brentford. We beat them 5-1. Whether Mason Mount features against Bournemouth, which is a bit of a doubt. He hasn't played football for a little while now, for more than a couple of weeks. By the time Bournemouth comes around, we're close to 3 weeks. So does he play there? And then he lost his position in England to start. So, you would think he would want to have a game under his belt before he faces Bournemouth. So maybe possibly comes off the bench. So we'll look into that. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is still injured. So we'll talk about that. Obviously, we already know the issues around N'Golo Kante, Ben Chilwell, apparently Kepa, God knows when he's going to be back as well. Only recently Chukwuemeka came back. Armando Broja, don't forget Armando Broja, he's gone for the season. So is there a bigger issue that we need to talk about? I mean, do we have something wrong with our medical staff? Like, are they competent enough? How are we managing these players? What's the training regime like? How's the training routine like? Are they eating healthy? Like, what's going on? What is going on? We're going to talk about all of this. Nearly 70 of you guys are live right now. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you've come through. As I said, nearly 70, and we've only got 9 likes. It'd be very, very appreciated if we can bump up the likes to 60 plus immediately. Like always, we're going to have a great time right now during the stream. I'm going to interact with as many as you are online right now and bring up as many comments as I can to create more discussions. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe because we want to go towards 20,000. Take this channel to the top echelons that it belongs, like you guys always tell me. Good to see you, Valan. 5 L's in a row, Miz. Oh man, you know what? I don't know how many of you guys got to watch Bournemouth yesterday. I got to watch Bournemouth against Newcastle. I have to say, if we drop any sort of points, forget about dropping 3. Like, even if we drop like 2 points, like we get a draw. I think it's an embarrassment, man. And I know Bournemouth, they've done all right prior to the World Cup, but that match against Newcastle, they didn't really have anything going for them. So at home at Stamford Bridge, I'm going to have to hope that Chelsea wins this. So that's the way I'm looking at this. Valen, thank you so much for the super chat earlier on. Thank you always for providing super chats to the channel. And thank you to each and every one of you guys that always donate to the channel. Much appreciated. Miz, have you noticed that their socials are posting more gym work? Maybe Potter realizes it and decided to try and reduce injury concerns. Yeah, there's been a lot of gym work that's been shown on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. But you know what? I've seen similar kind of stuff for other players from rival teams too. So I don't know, man. I don't know whether just because we've been shown the pictures, it makes it look like that's all they're doing, or they just want to showcase that side of the thing. I don't think the entire training session is, you know, dominated by weight sessions, because as I said, I see other people, other clubs and their players, you know, post that kind of stuff as well. Like I follow a few players on social media, especially on Instagram, from other clubs. They post the same stuff, man. Marcus Rashford and so on and so forth. So I don't know, man. I don't know how much I really want to take that into consideration. Now, first up, Wesley Fofana, ladies and gentlemen. Wesley Fofana. He's apparently injured again, and we don't know the full details of it. So we'll wait till more news materializes sometime today or down the week. But apparently it's the knee. Now, we don't know whether it's the same knee that he injured whilst he was away in that initial part of the season, or it's the other knee. But what they're saying is he was holding onto the knee. He wasn't feeling comfortable, and he was quite upset about coming off due to the injury. Now, he then went, obviously everyone was a bit concerned about the whole situation. He then commented on someone's Instagram post saying, "Don't worry, I'll be back sooner than you know. It'll be less than a month." Now, and then he said, "I'll be breaking things up again." So I'm like, dude, stop talking about breaking things up. Don't worry about that. But yeah, apparently it's going to be less than a month. That's what he thinks, but no scans or anything that's been done. But I just need to clarify something. In my last video that I did on this particular topic and how we beat Brentford and a few other news, Chelsea news that was floating around, a couple of people said to me, "Miz, stop hating on Fofana." First of all, I don't hate Fofana. I think Fofana is a very, very good player. What I stated in my last video, and this is what I want to hear from you guys, 100 plus of you guys are online right now. Smash the like button. Get those likes up to well over 100. I just want to say, I don't hate Fofana. I've never. Why should I hate a player? Like, hate is such a deep word. I've got no issues with Fofana. I think Fofana is a very, very good player. What I was saying is, even prior to these injuries, last summer when we were linked with him, prior to us buying, you guys would, like, the real people that have been following me on this particular channel will know I wasn't that damn excited about Wesley Fofana. I was more thinking, because at that time when Wesley Fofana's news was getting floated around, there was also consequently the news of Chalobah that was getting floated around that he was going to leave. And my whole situation was that, well, we've got Thiago Silva, we've got Koulibaly. Why are we looking to let go of Chalobah and then buy someone for 70 million or 75 million, whatever the case is? Chalobah, for me, did very well last season, and this season he's been pretty much flawless. He's taken over since Fofana has been injured. He's pretty much taken over, and he's probably been the standout defender ahead of Thiago Silva. There's been a couple of matches before the World Cup where Thiago Silva was a bit iffy as well. Koulibaly has been iffy this season here and there anyway. But even Thiago Silva has been iffy. The only one that's probably been standout for me this season, since Fofana has been injured, is Trevor Chalobah. So I was saying, why get someone like Wesley Fofana for 70 odd million pounds or 75 odd million pounds when you've got Trevor Chalobah? Is Chalobah that much worse than Wesley Fofana? And I was thinking at that time that why not utilize that fund? Because it's so much more important to get another attacker, to get another midfielder. Wouldn't it have been better? We've not been able to utilize Wesley Fofana anyway. Wouldn't it have been better? And this is what I want to hear from you guys. 120 plus of you guys are live right now. First of all, smash the like button. I want to see those likes up to 100 immediately. I want to hear from you guys. Wouldn't it have been better to utilize that fund for a midfielder or an attacker and maybe keep Colwell? Perhaps keep Colwell or maybe Ampadu? Wouldn't that have been better? Why the need? And now we're linked with the defender anyway. We're looking to get Vardio. We're looking to get Piero Henkepi. We're looking to get XYZ players. Why? Why? Tim B, I don't think you hate Fofana at all, Miz. I remember your injury concerns. It's hard to make any conclusion about how he was hurt without us seeing it. We've just got to hope for the best. Of course I'm hoping for the best. Of course I'm hoping for the best. Shubra saying Vivell joins Chelsea. Okay. Let me just bring that up. Has that been announced? I'm going to come back to the injury situation again. Give me 1 second. I mean, it's the news we knew that was coming anyway, so Vivell joining Christopher Vivell. Okay. All right. Let's just bring this up just quickly. I love when news breaks as soon as I go live. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Okay, we'll just quickly look into this and then we'll come back to the injury news again. Chelsea FC pleased to announce the appointment of Christopher Vivell as the club's new technical director. I'll have to change the title very soon. I'll get to that down the track. But yeah, Chelsea FC is pleased to announce the appointment of Christopher Vivell as the club's new technical director. Well, there you go. Fantastic. We knew this news was coming for a while. Let's have a quick look at this. Vivell joins Chelsea as technical director. Chelsea FC is pleased to announce the appointment of Christopher Vivell. He joins immediately as the new technical director of Chelsea FC. And let's have a read of this. Vivell comes to Chelsea from a previous role with Red Bull Leipzig in his native Germany, where he was responsible for recruitment and scouting across all age groups. During his time there, he also coordinated the overall strategy for squad building and recruitment among Red Bull's wider football group. Vivell previously spent 5 years with Leipzig sister club RB Salzburg in Austria as head scouting and recruitment, and prior to that was first team scout at Hoffenheim. Following his appointment, Vivell said, Chelsea are building the most exciting project in global football and I'm extremely proud to be joining the club. There is so much potential for the club to continue to succeed, develop and grow under the new ownership, Graham Potter, and the broader sporting team. There is a clear and substantial philosophy underpinned by performance analysis, data and innovation, and I'm looking forward to playing a part in that. Look, it goes on to talk about a few other things. Look, this is great news. Of course, it's great news. And hopefully now we really start seeing the fruits of this project. Slowly but surely, we start seeing the fruits of this project. So that's great news. It's official that now Vivell joins Chelsea. Fantastic. Great. Okay, coming back to the Chelsea injury stuff. Now, in regards to Wesley Fofana again, I've said, look, I don't think Wesley Fofana is injured. I never said Wesley Fofana is injury prone. Never ever have I mentioned that. Now, some of you guys may be mentioning that, and that's up to you. Me, on the other side, I've never said he's injury prone, because the injury that he collected when he was at Leicester was a broken leg. That's not really injury prone. That's just a freak of an injury that happened, and obviously it ruined his season last season. My only thing was, I said that Chelsea, I mean, do we really want to go for someone? We didn't even know how he was going to come back, and he still had a long-term contract at Leicester. And I was a little bit skeptical that let's just see how it pans out for this brother before we jump in on big money. And I get it. Maybe if he starts doing well, he's probably going to be worth a lot more money. But I just thought that maybe there were other options. We internally had other options as well. So I thought, let's just chill. But anyway, we went out and purchased him. And then he came here. And let's be honest, At the start of the season, now some of you guys may say that his head might have been gone. He got ripped apart by Martinelli. He absolutely got ripped apart by Martinelli. And then there was a match for us against Zagreb. I remember the ball for Orisic went over him. He miscalculated that, which then left Koulibaly on absolute dry. And there were a couple of other iffy moments here and there. And then he collects the injury. He collects that knee injury, which knocks him out for about close to 2 months. And I still didn't say he's injury prone because I thought, okay, well, there was a broken leg last season, and this season he collects himself a knee injury, impact injury, no problems. I can't really say that he's injury prone. Now, this time, he gets another knee injury. And I don't know whether it's the same knee or a different knee. If it's a different knee, we still can't say he's injury prone because it's not the same knee. I mean, basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't think he's injury prone, but I feel like we've created this problem on our own. I don't think we really needed him. Now that he's here, fine. But I'm just creating a conversation that even though he's going to be less than a month away from coming back to Chelsea Football Club, have we really missed him prior to the World Cup? I mean, Chalobah has been doing a fantastic job. And this is what I'm saying. Players like Chalobah, players like Colwell ended up going to a loan to Brighton, who Potter took anyway. So couldn't we have kept him like at Chelsea Football Club if we knew that Potter was going to come? Like the owners knew very early on that they were gonna let go of Thomas Tuchel, and in fact maybe they were trying to talk with Colwell. I don't know. They definitely tried to give hints to Billy Gilmore not to go, but he didn't get those hints. But that's the point. And also Ampadu as well. Like Ampadu, Colwell. Like I feel like we had options as backups. Like now Wesley Fofana ain't going to be around for at least by the end of January. So yeah, I want to see what you guys have to say about this. Let's see what you guys are saying. Totally agree on Fofana. Good player, but we could have used Colwell. Oh, well, Chalobah will more than get his chance now, and we might even get to see Colwell back. Well, Chalobah, it's not even about getting chances. Chalobah is one of the starters. He's been the standout since Fofana's injury. Simple as. I think it's about clubs' poor player management. We've seen players like Kovacic. He's done well with Croatia game in, game out. But how he gets injured with Chelsea most of the time, exactly right. Exactly. He's another one. I thought he was in trouble. But this World Cup, it looks like he's okay. I really thought he's got some issues with his knee, that after the World Cup, maybe he's going to have a surgery and sort his knee out because he consistently keeps getting injured for Chelsea Football Club. So yeah, and I'm worried. Like I know Reece James is back, but Reece James, his injury history is bad. I'm worried if this brother picks up an injury soon and we're dead. If it's the same knee, then questions must be asked of medical staff. Yeah, that's the thing. If it's the same knee for Wesley Fofana, then questions must be asked. How is the same knee buckling up again on the very first game back? Did they not do the assessment? But now with two so close to close injuries, like you got the first one, the knee, and then this one, both of them very close to each other, you would tend to be a bit scared. You would tend to be a bit worried about this particular player's well-being. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with our medical staff. We used to be so good with fit squad. Exactly. Ian Martin is very, very good. Yeah, Ian Martin is someone I'm going to be watching tomorrow against Man United in the Carabao Cup. Hope he does well. We definitely didn't need Fofana for 80 million. It was a terrible decision considering the defenders we had, the midfield positions needed. Madness. This is why I've been saying, and people say I'm a hater. I'm hating on Fofana. No. We could have used that for a midfielder instead, or an attacker. We've barely used Wesley Fofana this season anyway. So, who cares? Hello, Miz. We missed Fofana because we didn't have enough players to rotate at the back line. But Zeno, I have to ask you, was it necessary to let go of Colwell then? Was it necessary to let go of Ethan Ampadu? I don't think we really missed him in the back line. There's Cucurella, who plays LCB. There's Koulibaly, Silva, Chalobah. And why the need to play 3? Why not play 2 centre-backs? You play 2 centre-backs, that relieves your pressure on rotating your CVs. Fofana was a high-risk signing, should have spent that money elsewhere and used Levi. Yeah. Chelsea appear to have playing injury problems. What is going on? Sack medical staff. Yeah, what is going on with the medical staff as well, man? We have to really talk about this. Wesley Fofana is an issue, but what about Ruben Loftus-Cheek? Ruben Loftus-Cheek is still injured, apparently. When did he even pick up that injury? Did he pick that injury up just before the World Cup against Newcastle or something? Did he pick that injury up? He might have got substituted early or something like that. He still hasn't recovered from it. What was the injury? Does anyone even know what the injury was? This brother, and now we're thinking about giving him a contract extension, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Why? He's already got such a history of injuries, and then I know recent times he's been available, don't get me wrong, he has, but is he good enough? Is he good enough? Signing Fofana wasn't a mistake, even though I think Chalobah is better, but we needed more CV cover. The big problem I think we have at Chelsea is our medical team. Of course, there's going to be questions towards the medical team as well, but I think there has to be some questions regarding our planning on transfers. And I'm glad someone like Christopher Vivell has come through now. There's going to be other people like Joe Shields and Neil Bath is going to be part of the whole situation. I think there's that Lawrence brother, whatever his name is. All of these people are going to be part. And I hope they do a better planning. Was there a need to get Fofana in the summer? Knowing all the CBs that we already had. Wouldn't it have been better if we just kept Colwell? We're going for Vardiol anyway now. Give Silva one more season. Was there a rush? Was there a need immediately, right then, right now? Chalobah is a standout anyway. That's just my personal opinion, man. I feel like we probably would have done better with a midfielder or an attacker. Real question is, how did Kai score a hat-trick? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm glad he did. I hope he gets some confidence out of it. Cucurella is terrible at CV Miz. I don't want to see him there again. Look, Tiny, I don't know how much you watched Brighton last season. There was a lot of time where Cucurella played as a LCB. A lot of time. And he was outstanding. This season, I have to say, Cucurella didn't have a preseason. He got thrown into the deep end without any preseason against Spurs. And then he had that illness which hampered him. And yeah, it's a new club. You got to adapt. But I watched Brighton last season. Cucurella played LCB several times. And this was one of the reasons why we got Cucurella, his versatility. Do you know what I mean? Him being versatile. The ability to play as LCB and left wing back. To drift into midfield areas. I'm not going to sit here and say that, Cucurella, I don't want to see him there ever again. He can do a job in LCB. Don't get it twisted one bit. Someone must have cast a spell on Chelsea because I refuse to believe that we can be this bad with injuries. This has happened at Chelsea before. This has never happened at Chelsea before. Yeah. We need Vardiol. Koulibaly not good enough, and Thiago probably leaves next summer. Koulibaly not good enough is probably not good enough excuse because we signed this brother for, I believe, 4 seasons. This is his first season. So you can sit there and say Koulibaly not good enough. Even I'm saying at times Koulibaly has been strange. But Koulibaly ain't leaving anytime soon unless we actually put him up in the market. unless this brother wants to leave as well. We need to be talking in realistic terms. We can't just be throwing words, oh, this guy's not good enough. So, like, this guy literally, we just signed him. Thiago Silva is someone you can potentially say that maybe he won't be around. That one I can understand. His contract's coming to an end. But if it's me, I'll probably keep him for another season. That's if he wants to stay. Means our defensive depth was weak and getting injured a lot. Silva last season was playing a lot of games when he shouldn't, so signing Fofana was needed and made sense at the time. Sure, I get what you're saying, but wasn't Chalobah, Colwell, Ampadu not good enough? Colwell and Ampadu would have just got like backup minutes anyway. Are they not good enough? Is Ampadu not good enough? Chalobah is the standout defender since Fofana got injured. When are we going to, bank our trust on players like Ampadu and Colwell? Colwell's doing, he played one match against Arsenal, I believe, in the Carabao Cup for Brighton, and he's done well. He would have got backup minutes anyway. Other clubs are, they got the balls to give young players an opportunity. But when it comes to Chelsea Football Club, giving opportunities to Colwell, who's been tried and tested in the Championship, and Championship is no mug. Championship is not a dilly-dally league. How are we not trusting these? Had Colwell been playing for, I don't know, Lyon, had Colwell been playing for maybe Real Sociedad, had Colwell been playing for some other fancy clubs out there, you best believe most of our fan base would have screamed for Colwell. What more does Ampadu need to do to break into this Chelsea team? He's done really well in Serie A as well last season. And we're talking about backup minutes, man. We can't even give these guys backup minutes. Something to think about. At the time, TT didn't think Ampadu Colwell good enough right now, so it's understandable from Todd. Well, I don't know if it's understandable. I really don't know if it's understandable. Todd Bowley made up his mind that he was going to part ways with TT very early on. He made up the mind. He was just looking for the right opportunity. Apparently, Todd Bowley and the ownership group had already started having miscommunications with Thomas Tuchel after Arsenal spanked us 4-0. It was then when Todd Bowley started to think otherwise about Thomas Tuchel. So why Todd Bowley then listen to Thomas Tuchel? And wasn't there a communication issue? How do we know that TT didn't think Ampadu Colwell was good enough and Todd listened? Like, I thought there was communication issues. How would Todd know that Colwell and Ampadu aren't good enough? Who told him that? This comment makes me think that there was communication. And it was two-way communication. Thomas Tuchel talking to Todd and Todd talking back to Thomas Tuchel, and they're both listening to each other. Wasn't the case that the communication was not on? Colwell maybe, but Ampadu is not Chelsea level. Okay, well, at least one is. Colwell is. So during this time when Wesley Fofana has been injured, wouldn't Colwell had at least been able to give us something? I'm just saying. Obviously, now it's done and dusted. Now we can sit here and talk and discuss whatever. It's done and dusted. I'm just saying the planning needs to be right for January. We can't be making the same mistakes again. I'm worried with Nkunku. I know the Nkunku deal is done. I'm hoping Nkunku comes back well, because I have serious doubts about our medical staff when we get Nkunku back. Nkunku's had a serious injury. He's going to be out for 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks. And we've signed him. That's fine. Nkunku's a star player. But I hope his rehabilitation is going good. whoever we purchase in the future, I hope we do our due diligence, not just from an injury front, but also from the fact that, okay, what options do we have? Like, for instance, I'll tell you right now, what is our plan for Chukwuemeka? What is our plan for Cesar Casady? People have been talking about, let's get midfielders, but you don't want to get rid of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. You don't want to get rid of Jorginho. You don't want to get rid of Kante. You want to give everyone a contract extension. There's some sort of, I suppose, cloud around Kovacic's future as well, and his health, and how he keeps getting injured at Chelsea Football Club on a regular. So what is your plan? What is your plan for Chukwuemeka and Cesar Casady? They're midfielders. Then throw in Lewis Hall as well. Apparently he likes to play in midfield too. And then on top of that, we want players like Jude Bellingham, we want Enzo Fernandez, we want McAllister, we want this, that, the other. All I'm saying is, our people, whoever we're bringing in, right? People like Christopher Vivell and all of these people, you better have a plan. You better have a plan. I don't want to see Chukwuemeka on loan next season. What is the plan with Chukwuemeka? And there you go, Shubra, you're right. And we're getting Santos CM from Vasco as well. Andre Santos. What is the plan? I think Colwell had to be included to get Cucurella. Titi was at fault for ignoring the midfield and letting Levi leave on loan, but let's not forget Levi missed almost the whole preseason. In regards to Colwell had to be included with the Cucurella deal, then why did we pay so much for Cucurella? 62 million or something like that. I'm sure we could have found a way not to include him, maybe add more money. Absolute Chelsea, someone is saying. Team B, let's have a look at Absolute Chelsea. What are they saying? Three minutes ago, Chelsea are still in pole position for Red Bull Leipzig defender Josko Vardiol and interest from Real Madrid. Yeah, okay. That news is going to go on. Vardiol is not going to be a January thing. It's going to be a December thing. A summer thing. Toboli and Egbali, he will provide important support to Graham and the ownership group. Okay, this is in regards to Christopher Vivell. Fair enough. But yeah, so yeah, let's just have a plan. Because they want to stockpile on better youth players, and worst case, they sell and make a profit. Okay. We need to bin off most of the current midfield, Jorginho and co out. Whatever it is, we need to have a plan. We need to have a plan. At that time, you said Cucurella move was very good for us. It was very good. I still think it is very good. I'm not saying that it's not good. I like Cucurella. I think it's a very, very good move, because I was worried how Chilwell was going to come back. So Cucurella can be a left back as well as an LCB option and a left wing back option. For me, Cucurella is not the issue. For me, is why let go of Colwell. And then some of you guys are saying that we needed to let go of Colwell. Well, why? Why can't we say to Brighton, no, we're not going to let go of Colwell. We want Cucurella. We're not letting go of Colwell. And you're not even using Colwell. It's not like Brighton's even using Colwell. Colwell is not even their starter. So that's my thing. Mason Mount as well apparently has a slight calf strain. So I don't know how slight that is. Ladies and gentlemen, over 200 live right now. Smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to 100 immediately. Another 35 more likes, and we get to 100 likes immediately for this stream. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, please. We're having a fantastic discussion. Seeing a lot of comments, which is great to see. Mason Mount, for me, probably not going to feature against Bournemouth. Probably the match is a bit too early. He's not got any match under his belt as well. It's been a while since England's been knocked out from the World Cup. So potentially Mount is not going to be playing against Bournemouth. I wanted Amperton to stay, but TT wanted him on loan one more time, but to play as a CB, even though I thought he was ready to play a DM for us because we needed. Exactly right. See, TT wanted him out on loan. Who said yes to that? Todd. This is why it doesn't make sense to me. Why is Todd going around listening to TT, who he was going to eventually sack anyway? Like, there was talks of, the reports that have come after Thomas Tuchel being sacked, saying that there was concerns about Thomas Tuchel after the Arsenal loss anyway. So why is Todd B listening to Thomas Tuchel? It just doesn't make sense to me. Cuckoo was a class act. Don't get it twisted, people. 100%. I've got no issues with Cucurella. I'm very, very happy with Cucurella. I like Cucurella. Cuckoo is good, but LCB is not his position. Once again, look, it may not be his primary position, but he can play that position as well. Please watch Brighton last season. There was a lot of games he played as LCB, and he did it really well. Under Graham Potter, the manager of Chelsea Football Club right now. Just saying. Don't rate Cucurella. That's a shame. Colwell just got first team minutes against Arsenal in the Cup. Yep. And he did well. I'm pretty sure Brighton won against Arsenal in the Cup. I think Arsenal's out of the Cup. Pretty certain of it. Cuckoo is poor. Would rather give Maatsen a chance. That's harsh. But I do like Maatsen. I definitely like Maatsen a lot. And Ian Martin is someone I'd like to see in Chelsea Football Club. Chilwell is another one who's injured. God knows when he's coming back. I know he's doing some light training and some running and whatnot. But Ian Martin for down the track. Ian Martin has been killing it for Burnley. I can't wait to see Ian Martin tomorrow morning, my time morning, UK time, late night, against Man United in the Carabao Cup. Please, ladies and gentlemen, watch Ian Martin. I might even do a video after that match reaction talking about Ian Martin, which is going to be quite interesting. He ripped up Arsenal at LCB, exactly right. Todd gave every power to TT and he was ready to sack him. That was silly from Todd and co. Exactly right. If we want to play Cuckoo at LCB, we need players like Kante or Caicedo in midfield. Remember, the academy is free, so why not give them a chance? Look at Chalobah now. Same fans rate youngsters from other clubs who they never heard of, but not our own. I've said it. If Leroy Colwell was playing for Lyon or was playing for Marseille or was playing for, I don't know, as I said, in La Liga, like a Sevilla, you best believe Chelsea fans are going to be all over him. The fact that he's played a whole season in the Championship, it's not good enough. Some of the Championship teams will probably give some of the top leagues and their middle sort of teams a really good go. I'm telling you right now. Miz, thanks for discussing by these uncomfortable topics. Truth is, our transfer have been poor for a long time. We're getting more wrong than right, and it's completely destroyed the squad balance. Absolutely. And this is why, hopefully, people like Christopher Vivell and all the other people that we've hired during this time, off-field recruitment, hopefully we do something and we have a better planning as to where we see our team, what plans we have for our players. Because it doesn't make sense sometimes. It really doesn't make sense. Because from my perspective, the Wesley Fofana purchase in summer, I've always said it did not make sense to me. I know for some of you guys it makes sense, and that's fine. We're going to have agreements, disagreements, and that's fine. I thought at that time, summer, June, July, August, we probably needed a midfielder and or an attacker. That money on Fofana, I don't know if that was wise. That's just my feelings towards it. And we're going for another CB anyway. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wrap things up. Last but not least, thank you so much, Team B, with a super chat. Chelsea are going to be juggernaut soon. I hope so. I really do hope so. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. Only 25 more likes left to get 100 likes during the live stream. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys with a video later on UK time around 8 p.m.-ish, 7:30, 8 p.m., something around then. Until then, take care. See ya. Catch ya.